Hello, dear Gemini. I'm Jamie Dawn, your revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your July 2021 horoscope. And I am just going to offer this. For those of you who have a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, welcome back to the land of the living. I have no doubt Mercury retrograde in the month of June probably worked you the hardest because it was in your sign, of course, and it is your ruler. And now Mercury is direct. It will be out of shadow July 8th, and we can start to breathe and exhale a lot more. Some clarity will drop in. But before that happens, let's talk about July 1st. We have a Mars Saturn opposition. This is in your third and ninth house. And so you may be feeling like you're ready to share some truths. These ideas are flowing again. The connection and communication with your beloved or with your friends or family, you're ready to go. However, with Saturn in that ninth house of Aquarius, you're probably sitting there going, I want to speak my truth, but I have to do it in a way that plays by the rules, in a way that I've learned maybe through the month of June, that I kept my expectations low, that I reevaluated maybe what truth was for me. I was looking at maybe some of these ideas that I left on the back burner and they were percolating. And in order for me to share these truths or share these ideas, I need to take this abstract form and put it into something a little bit more organized. And where's all my items that I need to do this with? And so keep in mind that Mars in that third house is activating this drive or this passion to talk and communicate and connect. But with Saturn opposing it in that ninth house, you may find it's difficult for others, on a grander scale to engage with you. So there could be some frustrations as you start the month of July. Then we have Mars squaring off with Uranus on July 3rd. That's also Mars again in that third house. Uranus is in your 12th house, where it could bring up some sort of hidden wound, some sort of subconscious idea or feeling that you're just not quite sure you have the value. Maybe your words or the way you're connecting doesn't hold the same value that somebody else might have. And so you may have to work through that a minute in order for you to communicate really clearly what it is that you ultimately want to say or what your ideas are. I think the biggest thing for you, dear Gemini, is that you need to know that your ideas have value for others. And that's maybe you just need to say what you need to say because you've held back during the month of June, making sure that you were clear and it wasn't muddied by the emotional waters or wasn't muddied by miscommunication. And so now you're ready to go. That tension's there, but the other person may not be ready to receive it, or you're still working through the idea that what you're about to say could get rejected. That's one of the number one fears we as human beings have is rejection. And yes, there's that wonderful phrase, rejection is God's protection. I believe that. At the same time, we can't let that hold us back from being able to say what needs to be said. And of course, we're going to be looking at it from that perspective of our words can create worlds. The sun will be squaring off with Chiron, your second house, sun in the second, the Chiron in the 11th. So this may be where that tension, and that's on July 4th, that tension continues this first week of July, where you're understanding, yeah, my words do create worlds. And what value do my ideas and my words have? What value do my friendships have? What about my community, my local area, right? And then how can I offer that as an opportunity for healing? I would say some of you Geminis may be looking at the people that are in your life and saying, do they enhance my better qualities? Do they help bring out the best in me? And if you are looking at ways in which you can further your income or increase your physical world, that you may find your friends are coming to you and saying, I'd like to help. How can I help you achieve some of the goals that you want to achieve? How can I support you in a way that may be very concrete or materialistic in a good way? The other piece, we've got a new moon in Cancer on July 9th. This happens in your second house. Mercury is now officially out of shadow and further emphasizing some new ways in which you interact in your value system, in your income, in your everyday possessive life. You know, when I say possessive, I mean physicalness, right? Like the tangible things that you can touch. And I would also say that you may be, this should be a very sweet new moon, by the way, because it will be offering this opportunity to look at how do I take care of me? This extreme self love, self acceptance, the physical body gets really a lot of good attention. And so this could be a perfect time for you, if you're single, to attract a new individual who is nurturing, who is kind, who is very empathetic. It also, just to keep this at the forefront, a new moon is considered a dark moon. It's possible that you could also be feeling extremely emotional during this time. And in the sign of Cancer, Cancer has a tendency to attach itself, to grab onto something and not let go. And with you being ruled by Mercury, it could be just the idea of something. So you've got this new moon where you're planting seeds of intention and you're looking at ideas that you hold dear to yourself. And then there's an emotional investment, which helps to manifest these ideas down the road. But you could also find yourself going, I'm so attached to this and I can't let it go no matter what, creating some consternation emotionally as well. It's also possible that you may be picking up other people's stuff. This makes you extremely empathetic. Great if you're of service, if you're in the industry, to be able to offer empathy to others. It isn't so great if you're carrying it around and you're processing it for them. So this could be a time at this new moon where you find new tools and new ways in which you can be of service to others, or you can help others and nurture them without taking on all of their things. Again, this is for you, Gemini, I feel, about extreme self-love. And what are the actions? Who are the people you surround yourself with? What are the things that you need in order to feel your best self? Mercury enters Cancer July 11th. So that is also going to give you some more communication, especially when it comes to your income or the things that you value. There's a beautiful trine happening with Jupiter, even though it's retrograde in Pisces. Jupiter is in your 10th house. This is indicating that there could be some new information that flows in regarding your income, regarding the things that you do in order to afford and spend, if you will, time, energy, resources. You could find some new resources, new ideas to get new resources to be able to get your job done. Possible new job opportunities for those of you looking for new jobs. And I would also say that this is an opportunity for you, if you put it on hold in the month of June, to buy the things you need to make your home feel beautiful, or that, having a little bit of spending going on in order to acquire some things that allow you to maybe decorate a home office, or you're going back to an office after that time of shutdown that we've had, and you're ready to get back into the swing of things. And you find that you'll have these new ways in which you can buy what you need, or at least communicate to others, hey, I'm ready, I'm here, and I'm going to engage in this. And here's the I want that new opportunity, if you will, to increase my value. That's probably the biggest theme. Venus and Mars. Venus moved into Leo on June 27th. Mars has been in Leo since June 11th and will stay there until the end of the month of July. These two cosmic lovers are canoodling in Leo in that third house. If you have been waiting on certain conversations in relationship, you're waiting to connect with somebody, you just started dating somebody, or you feel disconnected from your partner, this is a time around the July 13th and moving into the second half of July where things start to reconnect, where you could feel as though you're finally able to be in that space together, to shine, to look your best. Maybe you're considering doing some cosmetic surgery. Maybe you're considering doing some other things to beautify yourself, to kind of stand out and say, this is who I am. And you can attract a lot of attention, especially if you're sharing your ideas. Most likely, you Geminis will want to share, because this is happening in your third house. You're wanting to share your ideas and connect with communication verbally. I'm not discounting the physical connection, but most likely it'll be the intelligence piece and the learning, and having that opportunity to be able to go deeper with your beloved or with somebody new, or just within yourself. You'll find a lot of fun and attraction and drive towards the intellect. Those of you who are looking at it, say, from a sexual perspective, you'll most likely enjoy a little bit of the mental stimulation before the physical comes in. We're going to have the sun trining Neptune on July 15th. This is a very sweet time, a very sweet day in your second and 10th house. So if you're waiting to ask for that promotion, or you're waiting to show people how you really do what you do best, this is a great time for you to put your ideas, this imagination, to take some time for pleasure. If you want to really give and communicate the things that you have learned and the things you've experienced, that you're able to maybe take care of yourself and others, this is a great time to nurture and to do this. It also will be a very psychic and intuitive time. So if you're having these big questions or these big ideas that you just don't have the answers to, use this time to just stay quiet for a moment, and then communicate and connect and do what Gemini does really well, the higher mind with the lower mind, and find this extreme creativity to get the things that you want, especially when it comes to your vocation, your job, your income, that sort of thing. And, of course, money's not everything, but it does give you choices. It does give you freedom. If you have been looking for ways in which you can increase that income, this is a great time for it. The sun will move into Leo on July 22nd. This will energize that third house, and Venus moves into Virgo that day, also energizing your fourth house. So you're going to have this third, fourth house activation happening at the second half of July. And then we have an Aquarius full moon in your ninth, as well as Mercury trining Neptune in that second and 10th house. So I'm bringing these dates together because you're going to have quite a bit of activity around how you're communicating what you need in order to feel really good in your home life. And you may be attracting opportunities to be able to organize. And if you've been waiting to beautify your home, you bought some things at the beginning of the month, now you're putting them into place. You may even decide that you want to have some friends over and do some celebration. And at this full moon, this brings a lot of culmination to all that hard work. And if you've been struggling with some clarity or ways in which you can connect with others or reconnect with others because you've been distant from them, the second half of July, around the sun moving into Leo, as well as the Aquarius full moon, will have you doing just that. I would also say it's a great time if you're thinking about launching a business, or you're thinking about launching a course, or going back to school, preparing for that. This is a time that will help you find the resources you need in order to purchase those books or those items that the marketing, the advertising. If you're pushing your ideas out there, or you're putting a course out there. Some of you may be looking at a product that you're adding to your business and you want to sell it. This is a great time to do some sales, and you'll find an increase in that. We have Mercury moving into Leo on July 28th, the same time that Jupiter retrogrades back into Aquarius, third, ninth house. Some of you may be considering writing, or you've been working on some sort of written or publication or presentation, speaking, that sort of thing. This is a great time to get that all put together. You'll find that for the month of August, and we'll talk more about that in your August horoscope, but as Mercury is in Leo, you may find yourself really energized with communicating these things that give people a lot of hope. They give them a lot of, they kind of bolsters the ego, and it gives you a chance to be able to step on stage and present yourself in this way that is uniquely yours, but it looks good, and others are just really seeing you as a confident leader, especially with your ideas. So some of you may be thought leaders, and that may be the industry that you're in. This is a great time for you to put a new concept out there and work with others in that way. Mars enters Virgo July 30th, right at the end of the month, and it's going to be in your fourth house, further activating that detail-oriented eye that you might have about organizing your home. You may be really driven to get certain pieces and parts in place and allow yourself to kind of sit back and say, okay, where do I need to put some fresh paint on the walls? Or maybe I have a lot of clutter here that I need to organize, or there's some maybe pets that you have that you need to take care of. Do watch out as well for health stuff when we're working with Virgo. Virgo has a lot to do with our health, so does sixth house. So even though Mars is in that fourth house, you may decide to set up a new routine. Virgo likes their list. They like that energy of it, likes the detail, the routine, the list. So you may decide, you may be energized to put together a new, say, chores list for you and the kids, or a new way in which now I'm going back to work. And so a new routine has to be set in so that when we get home, there are certain things that have to happen in order for us to function in a way that we can all get along and we can all feel good. And there's some organization there. I would also say that some of us, especially if you have a heavy Gemini influence in your chart, you may feel really driven to not only get organized, but also to be of great service. And your home can become a place in which others can come to for healing. They can come to as a way to feel like their needs are being met, like you are actually really being of great service. If you are thinking about starting a home-based business, this is a great time to do it, especially if you're doing something like, say, house cleaning or construction or anything that allows you to get your hands, so to speak, in the dirt and be of great service. Now, I'll finish with just another note on the relationship piece. The relationships overall for all of us, but for you, Gemini, won't be as much of a focus in the month of July. It's not saying you won't care and you won't want to spend time with your beloved or looking for that dating fun, if you will. However, it should feel fairly light and playful because we are in this Cancer Leo energy. So there could be this really wonderful mixture of lightheartedness, maybe some confidence, as well as some nurturing and some emotional connection. And that maybe you go on dates just for the fun of it, not for that long term, oh my God, are we going to be together forever kind of thing. It's just like, hey, let's just get to know each other. Do what Gemini does best. Just have fun, flirt. Yeah. If you are bonded or you're in an established relationship, give yourself permission to play. Don't go into some of those deeper conversations unless you absolutely have to. And if you do, find ways in which it can be pleasurable and lighthearted as much as possible. Also, I would say the month of July will give you an opportunity to go on vacation, to take some time off. Please, if you need permission, take my permission and take a day off, even if it's just to play and have some fun. Or maybe it's a staycation and you just want to sit around and binge watch Netflix. Whatever it might be, give yourself time this month of July to do just that. All right, Gemini, I certainly hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great month.